Hey you guys, great to be here today. Um, I'm here to present Teva's Spring 13 collection. Um, I've only been with Teva for what, 6 years now. I've known you guys for 20 some. So you've seen me in here many times telling you how great the latest product line I'm representing is, but this is pretty amazing and I'm pretty excited about it. In fact, I just got back from the Teva sales meeting in Carlsbad about 10 days ago, and hey, my hands are still chapped from applauding so much. It's like a cornucopia of opportunity that they're presenting for us this year. So it's pretty crazy. You're going to see some really neat things. But I mean, that's nothing really new from Teva. I mean, I've kind of looked at it through a new set of eyes just coming on. I mean, I knew Teva from before with the universal strap sandals and everything, but you guys embraced it years and years ago. I mean, that's where they came from. Teva has always been an innovator. They started a crazy revolution with the original Terrifies and Hurricanes, the 4-point sandals, the universal strap sandals. They invented a new category back then, so it's not like they're new at innovation. And they've continued to innovate over the years. You know, I could do lots of fun sayings about Thomas Jefferson, fortune favors the bold. You've heard me do all this kinds of crazy, funny cliches over the years, but what really counts is that you guys embrace new and unique, and you want to present it to your customers because that's how we grow our businesses. That's how we fulfill our customers' wants and needs, and that's what we're here for. I mean, frankly, we know that most of the people who walk in your store don't need another pair of shoes. They don't need another pack. They don't need another bag. But you know what? They want it, and they deserve it, and they've earned it. And there's lots of stories to be lived out there in the world, and that's what our customers want to do. That's what people want to participate. And there's so many avenues for them, and we want to give them the footwear to do it in. And Teva has earned the right to do that. Let's look back a little bit at innovation over the years, because this is a pretty innovative line for Spring 13. So let's just kind of a little bit of history. You let me do this for Fall 13, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to just recap real quickly before we get to the nuts and bolts of this. But if you think about it, you started out with the Terrify from years ago. And that evolved over the years to the point where Teva decided they wanted to really young up. They needed to young up the brand. And about 4 years ago, when I came on board, there was a complete upheaval in product design, marketing, management, brand management, you name it. And along with that came some fantastic new design from those new designers and product managers and brand managers. The Teva was an item that came out to complement the Omnium and the Terrifies and Hurricanes and Pretty Ruggeds. And today, the Teva is now such a staple item for you guys that you don't look at it and say, am I going to do it? You're going to do how many colors in it. So that's evolved fantastically. In addition to that, the evolution of the Teva became the Churn and Churn Evo and the Owasso from this current season, which is a huge hit. The Churn for men and women, a fantastic super lightweight multi-purpose water shoe. So again, keep that in mind. That's an evolutionary style. And then really busting out of barriers, moving into from liquid supremacy, which is one of the key categories, liquid supremacy. Remember, with Terrifies and Hurricanes and now Owassos and Tevas and Churns and Churn Evos, but also super innovative product like the Narcosi. Remember we came out with this a couple of years ago and you're like, what in the heck is that thing? That is wild. The cantilevered sole, the super drain frame and everything. But it has total credibility in that wake skate category and helped Teva young up the brand, because that's what we've been targeting. It's something we've been wanting to do. And we're doing it. Teva is definitely bringing down the customer to a much younger target audience. From where we were in the late 30s, we're down way lower. In fact, our target now is around 26 years old. That's the sweet spot, 26. Okay? So, and it's working with product like Narcosi, with Gear of the Year product like the Fuse Ion. This is awesome. Frankly, guys, we kind of blew it on this one. We needed to take advantage of this because this won tons of awards. This is one of the most shopped and most purchased items out there direct this year. Huge hit. Ladies and men's Fuse Ion. And bike and beyond. Teva got into the bike category, the free ride mountain bike category, and you guys looked at us like, what the heck is up with that? Now, I got to admit that when I showed it to you, I said, you can see this and you can touch it. Well, maybe you can touch it, but you can see it, but you can't have it because it's not really for your category. But this came along and was introduced into free ride mountain biking, and it's been a huge hit because they work together with key athletes that have total credibility like Jeff Lenoski and Cam McCall and Sam Bass, who just turned that triple flip out in the Utah desert about a month ago and has gotten about 1 million hits on YouTube because it was completely new and different, never done, and it was aspirational and nobody ever pulled it off, and then Sam Bass did, and it was huge. And he's another Teva and Red Bull athlete, so we're getting tons and tons of exposure in that. And again, help Teva gain credibility within that younger audience, and that's the key, right? To broaden our audience, to appeal to a larger audience, that consumer in the middle that we're going to target, that Teva's targeting directly for you, so you can bring the product in and they can take advantage of the opportunity. You can take advantage of the opportunity and they can take advantage of the opportunity. So, with that in mind, we've got liquid supremacy. Teva owns the water and the water category. And water, snow's a form of water, right? So last fall, remember we came out with, or Teva introduced the whole Lifty series, totally out of the box. I mean, we showed you these, and the Lifty series, the Jordan L for ladies and the Chair 5 for guys, and you're like, Teva in boots? Well, you had leather boots. I guess that kind of makes sense. So yeah, what the heck, what's up with that? So remember, we had the hybrid boots, the totally packable, collapsible Jordan L's and Chair 5s with the Thinsulate lines, super lightweight liners in them and everything else. Great traction story, super good looking, incredibly lightweight, and totally travelable. So a fantastic evolution in the water category. So liquid supremacy, bike and beyond, younging up the audience, and then for this current season, one more category that we think is really key, the sphere of influence in what's called Teva Sphere. This is a whole new category that Teva's coming through with. This is designed to fill that white space on your wall and in the world between trail runners and multi-sport shoes. Just to kind of hammer it home, right? Spherical. The world's round. Most of the terrain we're out conditioning and running and playing on and hiking on is not flat. It's undulating. It's spherical. And that's the idea behind Teva Sphere. We have a spherical heel section here that just makes it a lot smoother, gives us the opportunity for much smoother stride for off-road endurance. It's for outdoor conditioning and training. It's a performance and fitness shoe that you can actually run in. So, spherical heel, much less stress on the leg, particularly in a descent. We have the medial and lateral support pods, which are going to give us great support, medial and lateral support if we need it, and if not, it's cool. Super lightweight, great low center of gravity, about a 4mm offset. But we'll get into all the nuts and bolts of the product here in just a second. But the key is, fantastic looking product, adaptable to the real world with a great athletic looking upper. Okay? For men and women. Teva Sphere. So, liquid supremacy, bike and beyond, Teva Sphere, and all of that is going to be presented to you and presented to our consumer, to our end consumer, that customer, that consumer in the middle, via a huge array of multimedia support. Vertical ads, magazines, direct vertical publications, mountain bike magazine, wakeboarding magazine, all those key vertical features, and also things like all the social media that Teva's so very good at, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything else that we've got tons of super young, talented people in-house that will support. Plus in-store merchandising, specifically with the Teva Sphere. There's a whole program built around the Teva Sphere program to reach the end consumer in all these different venues. So everything to support sell-through for you guys too, okay? So that's my monologue. That's kind of the nuts and bolts of where we're going with this year for Spring 13, but I'm super stoked, and not just because I drank the Kool-Aid at the sales meeting, but because I think there's fantastic opportunity here for you guys. So let's get into the product.